Hey everyone, welcome to the lesson on factoring using number sense. We're going to skip the do now. You'll do that on your own when you after you watch the lesson. But let's talk about what this means by number sense. So if you look, the problems here all have something, a value in front of the x squared. Okay, so if you look at number 1, 3 is a prime number. The only way to get 3x squared is 3x times x. That's where you start. You look here, they're all plus signs, so it's going to be a plus. How do you get 2 numbers multiplied to 8? Well, 8 is either 8 times 1 or 4 times 2. Okay? Now is the challenge. You got to put these in and see, right? So it's either going to be an 8 and a 1, right? A 1 and an 8, a 4 and a 2, a 2 and a 4, right? So you've got to play around with it. If you've got a little bit of number sense, if you look, if I put a 2 here, 2 times 3x is 6x. I move the 4 here. 6x and 4x, there's your 10x, okay? So if you think about it a little bit, all right, it'll help you. Now you come to something like number 2. Well, number 2, you have 6x squared. There's 2 ways to get 6x squared. 6x and x, or 3x and 2x, right? Those are the 2 ways you're going to get 6x squared. You know the signs will be different, but you don't know which is which. So let's look for the factors for negative 12, right? You have a lot of options here. Negative 1 times 12, 1 times negative 12, negative 2 times 6, 2 times negative 6, negative 3 times 4, or 3 times negative 4. Now you got a lot of things there, right? You kind of have to play around with it unless you can see something. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at figuring out which ones go where, okay? So I'm not going to give you any more hints than that, all right? So that's pretty much the end of this. You need to play around with them. Now, the other thing you've got to remember fundamentally when you're trying to factor is you have to factor out if there is a greatest common factor. And that will come into play with one of the problems on page 2. Okay? So I'm not saying which one. That's my little lesson and my hint for the day. You know, I like to give you guys a hint for the day. So this lesson was brought directly to you from my dining room table.